The C8 is quick, but it's not fast. For those that follow me on all social media, you see I got a nail in the tire. So right now, I'm driving an hour to go get a new tire. Literally 2 weeks ago, I had a nail, actually 4, in my back left tire. So now my back right, I got another nail or multiple, I don't know. I'm going to get a new tire right now for the back right, all within the span of 2 weeks. So with me having to go make this drive, like I said, it's an hour. I was like, let me talk about a few things I like and dislike about driving this car. I know I made a like and dislike video, but I was just talking about everything about the vehicle. This one in particular is gonna be just about me driving the vehicle. And I love how quick this car is. It really gets up and goes from a dig, like you just take off, like the whole advertised 0 to 60 in 2.9 second. Cap. Like, it ain't doing that, I promise you. Like, downhill, maybe that assist, you'll do it on a prep surface, possible. You know, that's where it becomes you know, a good factor. But you know, I've tried to get it, you know what I'm saying, like the fastest I've got. And that's with the friendliness and that rollout, because I know a lot of people say it's pretty forgiving with the system in play inside. So they'll say it can give you a little bit, and you know, use something like a draggy, that'll show you slower times or whatever. But you know, even with the friendliness of that in the car, I'm not, you know, consistently getting a 2.9. Like, I literally one time, and I was at a downhill, I got a 2.9 or maybe a 2.8, and that was off the system. So on a draggy, it probably would have been 3 seconds flat, or 3.1, maybe even 3.2. But that was with the downhill assist, I got it. Now just regular straight level road, you know, decent roads, nothing crazy, I'm not really getting it. Obviously a little bit of spin and stuff, so I'm not getting the advertised 2.9 seconds. Of course, that is, you know, like I said, that was on like best case scenarios where you're supposed to get that, and I haven't been getting it, right? Because like I said, I'm doing this on the road, and I feel like when they put out these numbers, I feel like that stuff should be advertised for, obviously they're not going to put it on the road because they're like, they want you to go to a track, they want you to use the car for what it is capable of. But like, they should put out times like, hey, on the street. But I get for legal reasons they can't say that. That's why there's people like that put out videos and content and whatnot across social media and YouTube and whatnot that you could research and find out like, hey, these are the exact times that you'll be getting on this surface, right? So anyways, not even to bash that, I just wanted to quickly state, like, yes, it does accelerate really fast. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about how the acceleration is. Yes, it doesn't hit that advertised things on unprepped surfaces, but at the end of the day, like, it still takes off, bro. Like, it's still one of the fastest cars from 0 to 60. And with coming from a dig, you know, that quick acceleration comes launch control. That launch control is, boy, that feeling, I can't get tired of it. It feels too great. My God, that shit feels too good. It just, like, once I found out about it, because I didn't know about it when I first got the car. Like, I just knew it had a fast 0 to 60, but I didn't know exactly what launch control was. This is my first sports car ever. Like, I had tickets for racing and a bunch of speeding tickets. When younger me, before the frontal lobe developed, you know, a sports car just wasn't in the picture for me. It just didn't make sense financially, right? So as time goes on here now, 28, about to be 29, it works out for me now. Insurance and everything, all that tickets off my record, I'm good to go. But that launch control, it is addicting. Like, I always, every time I come to a stop, I just want to do it. Like, I want to keep doing it. Probably not the best thing to do, you know, maybe here and there and whatnot, but just to constantly be doing it every time. You know, when I first found out about it, like, I was doing it, you know, every day I had to do it. Now I've calmed down every now and then, I'll do it. It's just really addicting. It's very fun, because before I found out about the launch control, I was just doing a regular takeoff. From a stop, I'm just mashing gas and going. And I'm like, okay. I find out about launch control, I do that for the first time, revving that thing up and then going, whoo, that is a different feeling right there. And once you do it, you realize how addicting it is. And with the speed of this car, like I said, it's very quick and, you know, quick and fast are two different things. Definitely quick. It's fast enough that I feel like you gotta respect it. Like, it has phenomenal handling, and this, I mean, obviously the things with the Mustangs where they, you know, they just known for hitting curbs and whatnot, and I guess it's becoming a thing with BMWs as well now, but mainly, you know, everybody gets on the Mustangs for crashing, you know, spinning out or fucking wrecking, hitting the curb, coming out of a parking lot and whatnot, trying to slide it out there. But You know, with something like this, you're always in control. With it being a mid-engine, it has great handling, right? And that's what I want to get into next. The handling of this vehicle is phenomenal. I don't have to worry about mashing the gas, losing control, or anything like that. Like, it just always feels like I'm in control. I'm coming around turns, you know, I come from a truck. I have a truck and a Honda Accord. And the truck, you know, I'm slowing down when I'm getting to, you know, the ramps coming off the interstate and whatnot. You got to really slow down, and, you know, whatever that posted speed is, you got to slow down and get around there. So if that thing says 25 miles per hour as you're coming around that little roundabout coming off of exiting off the interstate, you got to do it. Because if not, you're going to be off that road or whatever. Maybe you can go a little bit faster, but it's like, ooh. But in something like this, I feel like I don't have to slow down at all when I come up on turns like that. I feel like obviously I'm not going to do it at 100 miles an hour. That's insane. But I feel like I'm always in control. Like it's very easy to handle. I feel like I can quickly and easily navigate those. Obviously, I'm not the type of person to cut up through traffic, but, you know, you see those videos of people doing stuff like that. And I feel like a vehicle like this is more than capable of doing that. And that's why I want to get into the track. I want to feel that. I'm supposed to go to the track. We're supposed to go in like 2 weeks, but waiting on my boy to get his car, so probably gonna push that back to September, October, or I may just go at the end of this month and then go again in October. Regardless, I'm trying to go multiple times. I want to feel it. The steering, it feels like phenomenal. Obviously, you can adjust it, make it stiffer, looser, whatever. When I'm in my mode, I keep it at the touring. That feels good. When I go to Z mode, I got it at the track or whatever. And that, you know, tightens it up a little bit, and it all feels like really well. Like everything about this vehicle, I love the steering wheel. Like, yeah, the steering wheel, like I said, the stiffness of it really like gets there, you know, it feels good. And then just the shape of it. I'm a 10 and 2 guy, especially for something like when I'm like, if I'm just cruising, I'm up here or down here. But when I'm like actually like, okay, I'm gonna be going fast or something like that, I'm going 10 and 2. I'm not gonna one hand and just like decide to like take off. And now I want both hands on there, baby. I'm locked in. I'm trying to see everything, feel everything, be a part of what's going on. And the steering wheel, I feel like is perfect for that. With the shape of the steering wheel, it kind of makes me want like my next vehicle and every other vehicle after that. It's gonna be hard to go back to the standard circular wheel, because like when I get in from getting in this to getting in the truck or getting into the Honda, they feel totally different. Out of all of them, the Honda actually has the thickest steering wheel. The steering wheel is like, it's like just the grip of it is fairly thick. This one is like the skinniest or whatever. And then the truck, I like the way the truck feels. If out of all my vehicles, it'd be this one, the truck, then the Honda. The Honda, every time that one feels like disgustingly weird. Every time I get in there, grab that steering wheel, I'm like, man, why does this feel like that? I expect that out of the truck. Driving this vehicle is so addicting. Like I said, I can't not drive this car. I got it. I was like, yeah, it's gonna be like, you know, a couple times throughout the week, my weekend car. It's become my daily. Like my truck is the one. When I take out my dogs, I'll ride, you know, when it was time to take them out, I get in the truck. When it's time to go do like things like that, I take the truck. But mainly, I don't even care about paying for the gas in this thing. I fill this thing up way more than I do the truck. So that would probably be my only complaint about actually driving this. But like, I'm willing to pay to play, baby. I love it. That ain't nothing to me. Like I'd rather pay that thing 10 times over and have the fun I have in this thing. It just feels too good. It's not like with this nail in my tire. It sucked because that was the longest period of me not driving it. Other than when I went on vacation for 2 weeks. That was obviously the longest period, but that's when I had just got the vehicle. That was probably like 2 weeks into ownership, and then I had to take a 2-week break, so really didn't even get too used to it yet. Now that I'm so used to it, just constantly driving it every day, it's hard to go to anything else. And then I do plan to upgrade eventually, so I want to get the most out of this now. I don't mind. Hell, if I put 30 miles on this thing in a year, which I won't, like average in my truck, I put about 8 to 10K a year. So like with something like this, with me bouncing back in between them, I'll probably a good maybe 5K each on them, right? Maybe 6K in this, 5K in the truck, somewhere around there. Nothing too crazy with having both of them. But I do want to put on as many miles as I can in this. The Z mode feels great. Like I'm always in my mode. I keep all the settings like in touring, except for the engine sound. I want to hear that engine. Yes, you know, it does the whole AFM thing, fuel management stuff, where it goes to V4 mode. And I know everybody's like, oh, you need to delete that, it's going to ruin your car. I mean, my truck's been doing it. You know, I complain about it, but my truck's been doing it. It's a 2017. Haven't had any issue with the lifters or whatever they say is going to go wrong with it. It's not a matter if, but a matter of when. I mean, at the end of the day, that's all vehicles in general. It's not a matter if, it's when they're going to go out, when they're going to go bad, when you're going to have to repair something. Like, I don't think they would include it if it was just that bad. Yeah, you can say what you want about it, but man, honestly, it is what it is, bro. At the end of the day, I can always flip a button and not have to worry about the active fuel management, go from V4 to V8 at all times just by hitting a button. But I'm cool with just being in my mode, and, you know, until I get to doing aggressive driving, that's when I'll hit, you know, the Z mode. I just turned the Z mode on right now, and as soon as I do, bro, just the way the steering wheel, it stiffens up. It's like the car wakes up and it's like, oh, I'm ready. And it's instant. It's just like, let's go. And that's what I love about this car. It's everything's quick. Everything, the technology and everything, it's great. Like, all around for a daily driver, this is a fantastic car. Like, the steering wheel, the throttle response becomes different. You get, you know, the exhaust, everything. I mean, I always got the exhaust on max, so not much changes there, but you could just hear the timing of everything and just like, it's ready. Like, it's ready to go. Like, I love the throttle response and how that changes. And I thought about, you know, changing out the throttle body to get even a better throttle response and, you know, just allow more in there. And I just thought about doing more bolt-ons and stuff to begin with, but I don't even want to mess around with warranty. I got 8 years, so I'm gonna leave everything covered. I don't even want to have to come out of pocket for something like that DCT. The DCT is phenomenal. That thing quickly shifts through gears, and I actually love just downshifting it because you don't really get much sound out of it. I do have the performance exhaust, but it's not like, oh my gosh, like, so, but if you downshift it, it does make it, you know, give it a little higher, like rev, and make it, you know, make it sound like something. So, and I've also seen like people get different exhaust, like the Borla Attack, or there's these new like F1 or the titanium ones. I heard the Paragon titanium one is really good, and I considered like switching to one of those, and I'm still in debate about it right now. I just ordered some new wheels for it, so we'll see how those look, and maybe if I want to do any other changes to it. But right now, I think it's great all around. I don't really need to do too much to it, and I do kind of want to get that itch, you know, for like, I do kind of get that itch for modding the car, and that's why I kind of lean getting a C7 Z06, or maybe even go get a C6 Grand Sport or something, and just really, you know, mod it out and have some fun, have like me a drag car, because that would just be really fun, or just going through the process of modding a car. I do want to do that eventually, so at some point that will become a part, and I will document it and showcase that to you guys. Something that I really like about this car is the community. From the Corvette community to just the car community and just everyone in general. Like, for one, I didn't know Corvettes had like a wave thing. I thought that was only Jeep, so now just seeing all Corvettes, I'm waving, saying what's up, acknowledging them, like, hell yeah, like, shout out to you. And even, you know, people with nice cars, you know, they'll acknowledge it, because at the end of the day, we all like cars, so they'll acknowledge you. Hey, man, I like your, you know what I'm saying, quick little exchange, like, hey, I like your stuff. Like, oh, I'm trying to get like you. No, I'm trying to get like you. You know how guys do that. Like, man, hype each other up and whatnot. Like, that type of stuff feels good. Or then you got kids. Like, I got kids in my neighborhood. Every time I see them, they'll stop and get a steering, so they already know what's coming. They want me to rev it, and then I'll rev it for them. And, you know, maybe at the end of the day, maybe I make a Corvette fan. Maybe, you know, or at the end of the day, maybe I just make them want a nicer car. You know, one day in life, they're like, man, I want something sporty. I want something with some horsepower, and I want something with some ponies in it. So maybe I make them a fan, and that's because that's kind of how it was for me as a kid. Like, once I started hearing cars and stuff like that and seeing them nice cars, I was like, man, I want me one day. And then to have that dream of wanting a Corvette, to now having one, hey, that kid in me is satisfied. This car does bring a lot of attention. Like, people, even though they are fairly common, now that I've got one, I started to see them a good amount, more than I did before I got one, right? Maybe it's because I just didn't pay attention to them, but I do see them pretty frequently. I see the C8s more than I see anything else, right? I see these more. I'd probably say I see the C8s, the C6s. The ones I feel like the most rare would be the C7s, but regardless, I don't get tired of looking at Corvettes in general, and it's not like I got the vehicle to like, yes, the vehicle does stand out. They did go more of, you know, the European look, and that's just what, you know, Corvette had to do. Obviously, a little bit more different than the traditional front engine Corvette for sure. And then there you can be like, oh, it's not a Corvette. Like, bro, evolution, bro. That's just how it is, bro. Like, it ain't that big of a deal. I do love the older Corvettes as well. Like, the C7 to me is like the pinnacle. I love a C6 too. They can't forget the C5. Like, them right there, that's my whole life right there. From the C5 to the C7, those are the ones like I really want it, and I do and will get one at some point. Now it's time to get into some of the things I dislike about driving it. And when it's time to think about things like that, what I dislike, it's like I'm always reaching. So it's like there's never anything that's valid. It's just like, okay, let me just point out some things that I don't like. So for starters, the eco mode. I've got that in all the vehicles. My truck has eco mode. Never liked it in the truck. I think it's like a law or regulation, or just it's a part of that, you know, the eco environment friendly stuff. Like, it is what it is. There's devices that disable it, and a car like this easily just transition to a mode to disable it, and it's not that big of a deal, you know. A lot of people say, oh, your car is gonna be ruined if you drive in eco mode. Like, bro, at the end of the day, the moment you start to mash the gas, the car quickly transitions to go into a performance mode. And oftentimes, or every time, I know when I'm about to gas it, I just transition to my own, so the vehicle don't even gotta wake itself up. I'm waking the vehicle up. I'm letting them know, like, hey, I'm finna send it, and the car already knows. So like, the eco mode ain't that big of a deal, to be honest. It's there for a reason. It just is what it is. Like, at this point in the day and age, like, we got electric vehicles, we got all these type of, you know, as we advance throughout, you know, with technology and everything like that, we become more eco-friendly. It just is what it is. As long as they just don't go full, you know, full batteried, like the Super B now. I think it's full batteried or half hybrid or whatever. As long as they don't do that, which you can't knock them, things are fast as hell. Like, I would get a Tesla, but I just don't like how they look. I need something that like truly does still look sporty, but you know, you got to commend what the batteries is doing. I like gas. I like the sound of a V8 rumbling. That's why I like the American muscle cars. Like that's just, it is what it is. Like, if I didn't get a Corvette, it'd be a Mustang. If it wasn't a Mustang, it'd be, I don't know. It's just something in that variety of V8. It's got to have that rumble to it. It just sounds way too good. Now, I stated this car is quick, but it is not fast. Now, it is fast to an extent. And to that extent, I mean 80 to 90 miles per hour. Once you take off, you got that 3-second-ish, 0 to 60. You get, after 60, you get about 80, 90, and then from there, it just dies out. Just nothing. And that's cool, because it's not like you're going to be, you know, sending it at all times. Like, I don't ever plan on hitting I think it could do like 198, 195, somewhere around there. I think that's what the top speed is. I would love to see what that feels like, but I just don't see a scenario in a place where I'd be able to do that. Actually, I will be trying to do it, because they do have these at airfields and whatnot, they let you run the runway or whatever. So I do want to go to one of those, and you get like 3,000 feet or whatever it is. So I would love to go try to test out the top speed and just like actually get to feel that. So maybe I feel it one day, but that's not something I'll be feeling, you know, in the city or whatever. You're never really gonna get the full potential out of a vehicle, and you got over 500 horsepower. Like, that's a 400 horsepower is a lot. Like, you never really get to feel all of that. But obviously, with all that horsepower, you know, torque and everything like that, I do want to feel it quickly. You know, I do want to get to something quickly. And this thing, from 0 to 60, takes off. 80, 90, it dies off. That's like 4th, 5th gear, just completely nothing. So the 60 to 130 is just, it's not exciting. I want to say it feels like an eternity from 60 to 130. It feels like 130 is honestly the top speed of this vehicle. Like, at times, it's like, damn, how can you get to 190 if you're struggling to get to 130? And I'm just like, man, it just takes forever. I think it's like 10 seconds or something like that. I don't know. It just feels slow. Maybe that's just that American muscle straight line speed interpretation mind thingy I got. I don't know. Maybe it's Fast and Furious got me just feeling like at all times I'm supposed to be taking off. But I don't know, it does, at that point, it just does feel slow, and that's just is what it is. And that's like actually one of my only true complaints about the vehicle, is just like, I love how quick it is. I don't love how fast it is. I like how fast it is, but I don't love how fast it is. But at the end of the day, it's not like I'm touching that speed all the time. For what I do and how I drive for the daily, and just get me like a little get up, great. And I'm not out here racing like that, so can't even really complain on that too much. It's just genuinely something that I've experienced, and I'm like, man, that's it. And at the end of the day, it is a Stingray, and this vehicle at all times, when it comes to things like that, when you really try to get into the performance and try to take off, it will remind you that it is still a Stingray. Yes, Z51, but Stingray. Like 495 horsepower for anybody. Like, I feel like most people are gonna be satisfied with that, but like part of me still wants a little bit more. Maybe that's just the greed in me, and I don't know. I kind of want a vehicle to like. I like how in control of this vehicle I am, but it's almost like I don't need to control it. It controls itself in a way, with it being mid-engine and just the handling and everything. But I kind of want something with some dog in it. And I've been thinking about a C7 Z06 because I've heard that thing is untamed, man. It looks like a Batmobile that looks insane. Like, part of me wants one. Like, I really want one, and maybe I sit in this for some time. I gotta try it out at least some point. So maybe I sit in this for some time, try one of those out, then shift to the C8 Z06, or just jump straight into the C8 Z06. I'm not sure, but I do need to feel that. You know what I'm saying? That unleash the beast type of shit. Like, I need to feel something that's gonna like have me like. I want every drive to feel like an event. Like, I want it to be like, holy shit. Like, if I go out, well, let's not even think about that. The 6130. It's not like incredibly fast, but it is respectable. It's like, it's enough, right? I feel like this car is more than enough. Like, for what you get, it's great. You can't really complain too much. Like I said, that is probably like my only legit complaints, where it's like, I feel like I need a little bit more. And that's okay. This is a base model. That's why they have these. It's like, that's why they have the base model, the Z06 and the ZR1s. It's like different categories for different type of people. And I think I fall in line to that Z06. Like, the Z06 in general, for all models of the Corvette, has always been the pinnacle for me and the one I wanted. So that is the next step for me at some point. And lastly, when it comes to this car, I have other cars. We have 2 other cars, and I never want to drive them. Like, I can't help but want to drive this car. Like, I don't want to drive anything else. Like I said, this has become my daily, and I'm cool with it. I'll drive the truck when I need to take my dogs out, or when I need to go get some stuff, or even when we take long trips, like we're in the Corvette, we're going to the beach, we're in the Corvette. Maybe if we go, different states across the country, okay, we're taking the Honda. If I got the dogs, I'm taking a truck. But for most of my daily driving, this Corvette is it for me. I can't not drive anything else. Like, the days that I don't drive this, I'm thinking about driving it. I end up seeing another car. I'm in the truck, and I see a nice car, I see a fast car, I see a Corvette, I see any other type of sport car, and I look at it, I'm like, man, it just hurts inside. It's like, man, I could be in mine right now. Overall, phenomenal car. I love it. Don't regret purchasing it at all. I would do it over and over again. It is great. I do want to upgrade to a Z06 at some point, or maybe, I don't know, like, people are telling me about these other vehicles, been checking them out, I don't know, but I can never not have a sports car now. It just doesn't make sense for me not to have something in my arsenal with some capability to it.